call this meeting to order and welcome everybody. We thank you for coming out here tonight. I hope when we leave there's no sleep falling. Well, there was little tiny pellets of ice when we came in. I want to start by asking Mr. Allen to start us with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand.
Please stand and remove your hats.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moving right along, we'll go to Mr. Williams.
Beaufort County Schools will provide quality educational programs and services to ensure student, academic, and vocational success.
Thank you. Now that we've got our mission statement, Ms. Duke, is there any public comment? All right. We'll keep going into number 2, the agenda. If everybody's had a chance to look over the agenda, I request a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
Please note that I won't be voting on February 5th minutes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Now that we have a motion and a second, take a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. We're going to go on to the minutes, and Lisa, you heard Mr. Hodges. If you've had a chance to look at the minutes, and I think
I'm going to recuse myself from January 29th.
right, I saw Butch was not there for that meeting either. Can I ask for a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right. We're going to keep going. Do we have all three here for our character education? Okay, we're going to go right into the portion that's Character Education Award, which is why most of you are here tonight, and we thank you for coming. And we're going to turn it over to Mr. Bill Ware, our Vice Chair, and Ms. Nicole Howard Spencer.
Good evening. The character traits that were recognized in our schools for the month of February was kindness. At the elementary level, the nominees were from Bath Elementary, Daniel Elliott. From Chocowinity Middle, Cheyenne Sparks. From Eastern Elementary, Samaya Dennis. From John Cotton Taylor, Taiwan Copeland. From John Small, Taekwon Harrell. From Northeast Elementary, Mary Evett. And from S.W. Snowden, Cameron Weatherly. And the winner at the elementary level was from John Cotton Taylor, Taiwan Copeland, if you would come forward.
Congratulations. You're standing right here.
Taiwan is a third grader at John Cotton Taylor. His mother is Miss Latasha Copeland, if she will stand. And he was presented by his teacher, Mr. Bratcher, if he's here, if he will stand. And Mr. Bratcher wrote, "We recently had a new student arrive in our class. The very first day of school for our new student happened to be the same day we were going to our Paul Mart store. In order to buy something at our Paul Mart, you must earn Tiger Bucks throughout the year by exhibiting good behavior. Our new student had not had a chance to earn any Tiger Bucks to spend at the store. Taiwan, on his own, decided to give our new student 10 of his very own Tiger Bucks that he had worked hard to earn. Taiwan told no one what he had done. During our trip, our new student bought an item to me to purchase. I asked him where he got his Tiger Bucks since this was his very first day of school. He informed me that Taiwan had given him 10 Tiger Bucks, and I asked Taiwan if this was true, and he said yes. I asked him why he did this. Taiwan responded that he felt bad that the new student couldn't buy anything. He didn't want the new student to see everyone else excited about having bought something and having him being left out with nothing. I was proud of the compassion and kindness that Taiwan showed to a fellow classmate whom he had just met." We say congratulations, Taiwan.
Here's a certificate and a medal for you to put in your room and just to look at and to know that kindness is what it's all about. What I'm going to show you real quick, I want you to walk around the board and shake everybody's hand, okay?
Congratulations.
You got a handful of
So
them.
proud of you.
Oh,
Trying to be the leader now, aren't you?
Good job, buddy.
Get an award.
That's it. That might be safer than shaking it.
I know Mom's proud, aren't you, Mom?
Yes.
And sometimes.
At the middle school level, the nominees were from Bath Elementary, Eva Sutton. From Chocowinity Middle, Noah Smith. From Northeast Elementary, Liam Lincoln. From P.S. Jones, Anna Claire Bilbro. And from S.W. Snowden, Yamilet Osorio Rosalino. And the winner at the middle school level was Anna Claire Bilbro. She will come forward. Anna Claire is an 8th grader at P.S. Jones. Her parents are Michael and Bridget Bilbro. They will stand. And she was presented by her assistant principal, Ms. Juliana Harris, who's here as well. And Ms. Harris wrote, as an assistant principal, my days are often spent working with students who have made mistakes, and a large focus of my time with them is teaching them how to be kind to others, helping them think about how their actions make others feel, and helping them understand that they have the power to impact others around them in a positive way. What I don't always get is the opportunity to witness acts of kindness by students within the hustle and bustle of daily life as an administrator. What is even more rare is finding out from a student how another student has impacted them through an act of kindness. However, a couple of weeks ago, I happened to witness just that, and it was a wonderful moment that brought tears to my eyes. One of our students with special needs was standing in the hallway during a class change, and he had tears streaming down his face. I approached him and asked what was wrong. He told me that he hadn't had the chance to see his best friend, and he really needed to see her. I asked who his best friend was, and to my surprise, he stated Anna Claire. I could tell that he was set on seeing her, and so I found that she would be coming in our direction in just a moment, so we waited. I watched as he found her coming down the hallway in the midst of her friends, students considered role models here at PSJ. When he saw her, he could hardly wait for her to get there, and he began to bounce on his toes up and down. He walked in her direction and gave her a quick smile, a wave, and a hi, and without hesitation, Anna Claire reached out in the midst of all her peers to say hello and give this student a quick hug. The smile on his face was priceless. It could have been quite easy for Anna Claire to dismiss this student, to be embarrassed, or simply to ignore him. However, she chose to take a moment to acknowledge him and brighten his day. As this student and I walked away, I couldn't help but ask him, so how did Anna Claire become your best friend? His response was this: she is my best friend because she's always nice to me. Not everyone is always nice to me. If there's one thing that this world could use more of, it is kindness toward others. Anna Claire, although she might not even recognize it in herself, is the epitome of kindness. It is a trait that she embodies in such a natural way and makes others feel better about themselves, more confident and secure, because she shares her kindness freely, looking beyond individual differences in a world where differences are all too often all that matter. It is with great pleasure that I recommend Anna Claire Bilbro for the Character Education Program Traits of Kindness. Congratulations.
Homegrown.
Got my mom.
Thank you for your kindness, which I know came from your mom and dad.
God knows which side of the family you get your looks from, okay? All right.
Congratulations.
They're not giving you much credit at all,
I
Mike.
said mom and dad. I just slid the dad in there side.
So good.
At the high school level, the nominees were from the Early College High School, Beckett Stevens, from Northside High School, Taylor Chase, and from Southside High School, Darian Hale, and the winner at the high school level was Beckett Stevens. He will come forward. Beckett is a 10th grader at the Early College High School. His parents are Daniel and Tamara Stevens, if they will stand. And he was presented by his teacher, Ms. Catherine Alligood. She's here. And Ms. Alligood wrote, Beckett Stevens demonstrates kindness every single day. He goes out of his way to include fellow students who do not have many friends and listens to others who are having a rough day. He is considerate of others' perspectives and encourages others to show kindness through his own actions. Recently, a member of our nutritional staff seemed sad, and Beckett asked her if she was okay. The employee explained that a relative had recently passed away and that she was having a hard time. Without any prompting from anyone, Beckett created a sympathy card and asked the students and staff to sign the card. Beckett's actions are just one demonstration of Beckett's kindness and ability to lift others' spirits. We'll say congratulations.
Congratulations, sir. Yes, sir.
So, those winners, if you'd like to come back up, we'd like to take a picture with
You got it right. He's got a certificate too. Yeah, put him right to middle. There you go.
I'm sorry, parents for pictures? Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Yes.
So you're trying to take all the credit now.
That's awesome. We ran in.
All right, before we go on to the next one, I want to take a moment to recognize two of our TAs, and they're not prepared, but they had a meeting on Saturday morning at Brown Library that Mr. Cheeseman and I were able to attend, and we thank you for the invitation. But I'd like for them, if they don't mind, I want to introduce them. They have formed a committee, and the TAs, the teacher assistants from all across the county, are invited, and it's where they come together and they talk about the things that they're doing, the things they want to do, and how they're going to get there. And it was such an informative meeting that I would be remiss if I didn't recognize them. And Ms. Stillings and Ms. Edwards, will you please stand? Do you have anything you would like to say to the board? This is your moment.
And we just welcome, our meetings are open, if anybody would, like to come. Ms. Stillings usually sends out an email, and she'd be more than glad to get your contact information, and you're welcome to come and, voice your concerns, anything that we can do to help, the other assistants in the county, we'd be glad to do it.
And Ms. Stillings?
Yes, we're very grateful that you all attended on Saturday. Great positive thoughts. I've got emails. People are excited. Would love for you to come back again, or anybody. We'd love for you to come and just kind of pal around with us and get some information from us, and we get some information from y'all. And
They had a great cross-section of the TAs across the county. Ms. Stillings is the TA from Eastern Elementary, and Ms. Edwards is a TA from Taquany Primary, but they were there from other schools as well. And Saturday was a nasty, rainy, chilly day, and they had a huge turnout. So congratulations to them, and thank you for what you're doing. We would be absolutely lost without our TAs in Beaufort County Schools. So we thank you both very much.
Congratulations.
Now that I have sufficiently embarrassed the both of them. We thank you for coming tonight. As much as you are more than welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting. I feel like most of you came here to see those great students of ours receive their awards. So we're going to give you just a couple of minutes. If you want to go home and do something more fun than a meeting, you are welcome to go now.
They didn't come to see us?
I don't think they did.
Don't think so.
Thank you for coming out tonight, though. It is because of you our children continue to do so well. Thank you. When you leave, Michael's going to take all the credit, but we know.
I'll do it in closed session.
We know the truth.
And then there was two.
That really cleared the room, didn't it?
Well, he don't care. He's on the side now. He don't care. You don't say, well, no, there's more now.
You didn't just find out. You didn't count. You didn't count.
Yeah.
I don't know how you.
I know. I got the feeling. I got the feeling. I got you. I got the feeling.
I don't know how he found out. His wife told me that he didn't count.
All right, we're going to continue on. Now we're into the action portion of our meeting, and the first one up is 5.1 capital update and project request from Mr. Stanley Hudson. It's got an attachment.
who has 2 free arms now.
Yes, got released from today.
Yeah.
Still no picking up, but I don't have to wear my appendage.
What do you want us to look at first, Stanley?
I don't know, which one do you have first?
We have the first one at
NC Sound?
Chocowinty Middle.
Chocowinty Middle School, NC Sound. Let me move mine around. This is for a replacement of the existing paging system, which is over 25 years old, and the system that is there is no longer supported. They have 6 classrooms that we've had 2 different companies come in to look at to see if we could get the sound back to the rooms, and they are dead into head-end equipment. So we can't adequately get sound, and our sound system is used for other things besides paging as part of our intercom for fire, emergency lockdowns. So it really falls under our safety and security. So.
I noticed there's is this who we have to use, or is
NC
this the only one
Sound
that
is the
bid?
only provider of the system Bogdan, which is the system Quantum that we've got in our other 5 schools that we've upgraded. So we would like to stick with the same thing, because years past, we've got some of every kind of system there is in our school system, but they support Quantum. They are a member of a pre-negotiated bargaining for the state, and we get the state pricing already pre-negotiated, which is before y'all, in the amount of $57,064.80, and this will be funded through safety and security.
And I don't have that in front of me, so I apologize. But do you remember what we budgeted for that?
Safety and
It
security.
wasn't a budgeted item.
So we didn't. I know it falls under the big umbrella of safety
Yes, ma'am.
security, but we didn't line item this at all.
No, ma'am.
Okay, I
Yeah.
couldn't remember. That's
Yeah.
would be why I couldn't find it. Okay.
And we have some other ones that are coming up that the Northeast is giving some problems, and we've got some other ones that need to be upgraded too, but I'll be coming back before y'all as we get those quotes in.
Okay. Do we want to have a discussion?
Yeah, we had $150,000. How much, I was trying to figure out what we had ongoing. Yeah, it wasn't that much. We had $138,000 last time we checked.
Right, I didn't, that's why I wasn't sure if this was something separate or
I don't
it's going to
say too much
come out of that money.
Safety and
The
security.
Right,
last
we
meeting was
don't usually-
$138,000.
Yeah, and do you
The
know what
last
else
meeting had
needs to come out of that?
We
Is
had
it cameras or?
$138,000 last, but I was wondering how many cameras were placed.
We're doing some upgrades at some of our other facilities currently,
You know,
CMS, EdTech, and PSJ, and Bath Elementary is all getting upgraded.
Since this
in the
is
current
taking
budget.
such a big chunk, I want to
Yes.
make sure we have.
But we have already encumbered those funds for
Okay.
everything besides Bath, so we're in good shape.
Good. Okay.
Like the account can hold.
The main quote says, or the first page says 96 station, and then down here it says 96 station, but down here in the body of it says a 72 station.
A bit further than I, I'm sorry.
Down at the very bottom, where it says Chocowinty Middle,
Right in here.
in the body of its quote.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out why,
I'll follow you, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I will have to bring that back before you.
I hope that was a typo. Now,
Yeah, I guess it's gotta be, because it's 96 everywhere besides the very last one, so.
now, seeing we have others that we're going to have to possibly replace, it sounded like, is there any possibility of getting a discount on several systems versus one?
It's already pre-negotiated through the state through our group buying purchasing plan, so
So no.
that's correct.
I would, I don't want to
You see
prevent a
what I'm
vote at all, Stan, but I want to make sure we know whether or not we're getting 72 or 96.
Yes, ma'am. We can I'll definitely clarify.
Okay.
It should be 96.
96 is,
I'll say, assuming it's a 96 station system, I'll move approval.
Okay. All right. And we have a second?
Yeah.
Did everybody understand that? Butch is saying, assuming that it is 96, and if it's not, then we would.
I will bring it back before.
All
you.
right.
That's fine.
And Chocowinity is Chocowinity. So like a Choco taco.
Yep, that's right.
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, under
Yeah, it
Mike
is
Hinton,
Taco
quoted by Mike Hinton, it's got CHACO.
That's some more typos. Y'all was reading very thoroughly tonight.
That's good, though. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. If you want to go to the next one, Stan, which is.
Yes, the next one is definitely an item that we need to look at. We mentioned it to you back before Mr. Cheeseman came on board. It was a unit that gave us problems last year. And Mr. Doan and I had talked about it briefly before, but we decided to wait till Mr. Cheeseman came on board to bring this back before y'all. So we have quotes for you. This is the air conditioning unit that feeds the computer media center. It's a 10-ton unit. It's one of our biggest standalone units that we have in the system. We have replaced the coil in it once before. These systems here that we currently have, the train, have been known to vibrate and cause issues with the coil, and it's the same thing again. It rubbed several holes through it. We tried to repair it in-house, and then we hired a contractor to try to repair it, and he was unable to too. So I've got 3 prices, and this is a non-funded, so we will have to, y'all will have to decide where we pull the fund or talk to finance about pulling the funds if y'all decide to move forward with it.
So really, the question is do we want to move forward with it right now and what that timeline is? And so if you give us the green light to start investigating the finance side of it, then Willie Mack and Mr. Hudson and I will meet tomorrow to figure out how to manipulate the funding so we can do this. So in short, what's the sense of urgency is what?
Well, they currently have heat through electric heat, but they will not have any air conditioning. This is a room that makes heat, so with the heating season or the cooling season coming quickly upon us, it's something that we need to.
What was the time frame for getting this in? How much time do we have?
20 days probably at the most. Yeah, they probably got a 2-week lead on getting the unit once we give them the green light, and it's a 2-day install.
But you could potentially need AC in late March. I mean,
That's it.
It's happening.
We're getting close.
I think they ought to go ahead and look at it. We just need to hear from Willie Mack. Because last time we talked to him over the holidays, we didn't have a fund balance.
Right.
But then there's been some projects through that's where some funds saved.
Right.
But we also funded a couple of projects using some of those. Bottom line,
There
we
was
just need to know if there's any
he does
money.
have a line item for money saved from other projects.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
there's probably enough
I
to.
just don't know what it
but-
is. But if
No,
y'all will.
and certainly this is a need, but at the same time, I want to make sure we're not continuing to push some projects out
Right.
that are also just as needy.
Right, but
So,
this
you
one
know,
couldn't wait till our 1920 capital
Right,
list.
exactly.
We can't.
Okay.
We
Right,
won't be
we
able to
don't
make
want
it through the cooling season.
Yeah, we don't want them without AC, especially when it does get hot. But, so can our vote be to simply move forward with you seeing about the funding?
Yes, and in reality, you may not even have to vote in this moment. We can come back at our next session to bring back a total cost, give you a general or better idea of exactly the line item it comes from.
I wouldn't table,
So-
just give him direction to
leave it
go
open.
ahead. Leave it open.
So
Give him
as
direction
long
to
as
do
we
it.
know that you want to get this work done this spring, then we'll bring it back at the next work session meeting for
Okay.
That'd be the
consideration.
thing to do.
And in reading, certainly, Stan, the first, and they're all so close.
Yeah, it's very close
Right,
bid.
very tight bid. Some of them are more explanatory than others, and I don't want to assume, but I am going to assume that they all are the same scope of work.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
If they were all invited,
Some
two
go
of them
into
came in
more
the same.
detail
Yes,
than others.
Yes, ma'am.
And I just
And
want
we asked for itemized bids now because I know y'all like to see more information, but some disclose more and some people don't want to put it out there, so.
Right.
Now, Vance, there, did you ask them to quote train units?
We asked for,
Because it doesn't say train.
Comfort Master
It says
is what
American
we asked for.
Standard.
Oh.
Comfort Master is a division of Armstrong, but the Comfort Master seems to be the more commercial unit.
Armstrong quoted a train.
Yeah, Advanced Air is American Standards.
American Standard is one of our preferred too, yes, ma'am.
That is
Yeah.
train, American Standard Train.
It is? Okay.
But it's their commercial version of it
Okay.
that fits more in our line, that gives us better service.
There's a train on it, so you know it's all the same. Okay. All right, so if everybody's comfortable, we're going to let Mr. Cheeseman and Willie Mack and Stan proceed with that and bring it back to us.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to keep right on going now. Stan, was there anything else?
That's all I have to give y'all an update on CPS. I know it was a priority amongst y'all to get it done. We have completed 6 rooms as of 5 o'clock this afternoon. I had a list here of the ones we've done, and then if everything goes as planned, they should finish up Friday. They will have a couple of bathrooms to finish up, but other than that, they're doing 2 a day. The first 2 days took 1 a day. They finally got it all worked out. And with us helping move everything and having help with the custodial staff at CPS, one of them, gentleman, got in a bad car wreck and is very sore. so not able to move stuff, and the other one's got a bad hip, so we've had to step in and really spend a lot of time helping move stuff and do things, so.
But you're seeing that they should all be finished by Friday and put back
Yes, ma'am,
together?
that's the goal.
Okay.
We're shooting for Thursday, but we've got
And what
Friday as an
about,
open window.
What about waxing them?
Excuse me one second.
I'm
Just
sorry,
to
yeah.
clarify, you're saying the classrooms will be done.
Correct.
They may have to come back to finish some bathrooms.
They're going to do
but
some
they can-
bathrooms after hours that
After
will not
hours.
interfere with our student usage and everything. There's 2 staff baths that we'll have finished, this week, that we're upgrading the toilets from the little kids' toilets to regular adult
Standard.
size, that they've been using those little bitty toilets for years, and we were not aware that they were using those restrooms for that. So we're changing out the fixtures in those 2 bathrooms,
Okay.
giving them an upgrade.
Is the waxing going to be done over Easter or?
Over the summer's the plan with Ms. Vosberg being, we've spent so much stuff in those rooms. Mr. Williams been out there, one classroom takes that long 200 hall, just one classroom, so the logistics and keeping the kids where they can pass and we don't have anywhere to put the stuff. We put some hard chairs and stuff outside, but we having to watch the weather. It's a lot of logistics, a lot of logistics.
A lot of stuff, right, Stan?
Is that true, Miss
Unbelievable.
Edwards?
There she goes. Her room was one of the better ones.
No,
but-
the pre-K was the hard.
Yeah, the pre-K and the EC classrooms they have a lot of stuff, a lot of education, a lot of useful things, but we're moving 2 out every day and setting 2 back up, so the guys stayed overtime the last 2 days to get the room set back up so the custodians could clean up and have it ready for our kids the next morning, so.
So the students are really only out of their classroom a day, day and a half?
Yes, ma'am,
Okay.
yep.
Good.
And the later ones moved out this afternoon at 2 o'clock, and some of them went outside to play, weather providing, some of them went to the gym, and we started disassembling those rooms and moving those out, so.
Well, we thank you. All right,
Any
any
other?
questions? All right, we're going to keep right on
Thank you.
going. We are at field trips.
So, members of the board, you should see 3 field trips for your consideration of approval. Washington High School's cheer competition for Myrtle Beach. And to clarify, that will be, transportation provided is actually an activity bus there. Northside High School's, the FBLA conference in Greensboro. And then finally, Washington High School again anticipates going to the state track meet. So I always love it when children are ready to compete at the highest level. So
I'd be surprised if they don't go.
I'm excited about it. So with that, I appreciate your consideration for approval of the 3 field trips.
All right, any questions?
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, we're doing great. Now we're going to go on to our closed session for personnel. Mr. Bilbrough.
I move that we go into closed session pursuant to General Statute 143-318.11A1 and 8 to prevent disclosure of confidential personnel files under General Statute 115C 321 and to consult with our attorney to consider and give instructions concerning a potential or actual claim, administrative procedure, or judicial action. The title of the action is 18 CVS 157 NERSBA versus Beaufort County Schools.
Okay, we have a motion. Can I get a second? A second by Terry. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? We are in closed session.
I did.
Okay, we are now back in session, and we've had a motion to come out of closed session and approval and a vote. And now I need a motion to approve our agenda, personnel agenda. We have a motion by Terry and a second by EC. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right. And now we're going to go to the calendar, which, as we see it now, it's just got February. So do we want to set our March calendar?
It's the same dates in March.
Okay. March 5th and March the 19th.
And the work session date, I would like to use that, if you don't mind, primarily to look at our budget development for the county commissioners.
Okay.
So that would be our primary focus that night, is to
Okay.
look through our capital plan and start talking about our local expenses, to start building the budget presentation for the county.
Okay, all right, that sounds great, and as long as we'll have either attachments or something as you're talking to look at.
Did you
and,
get the minority hire?
I was just going to say, and for next, the date, I have the date on my, it's the 25th?
26.
The minority hiring practices, and that's at 5:30? 5 o'clock. So that's still for February next week. Are there any other dates we need to?
Just a question on the
There's 20, we got a meet and greet.
We
hired somebody.
Somebody is being introduced to the community on February the 28th from 5 to 7 at the First United Methodist Church Fellowship Hall, which is their older fellowship hall, but lots of parking. It's very accessible, and we certainly want to invite the public to come and meet Mr. Cheeseman.
And I'll ask my wife and daughter to be there also.
All right.
That way you're sure at least a couple people will show up.
Correct.
Are there any other calendar dates that we need to know? Anything going on?
I got a question on the 19th.
Sure.
Or Lisa, are we going to set up that 4 p.m. Ethics?
We can.
So whatever kind of training it is, if you don't mind?
Yes.
Is 4 o'clock going to give us enough time?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Right. Anybody that wants to come for that training on the 19th of March, the ethics, TW has had it. It is a requirement, though, at some point, every other year. Yeah, so you haven't already done it. You can go ahead and get that done on that day, and then we'll go right in, our meeting will start. Is that it for dates? Board member updates.
I was asked to attend the career day at Northside High School. They had over 40 career people that graduated Northside. I would, Butch came, well, success, and I would encourage the other 2 high schools in the county to do the same. It was all Northside grads that did it, and I don't know, there was a ton of people there, weren't there? So it was a great success.
47 presenters, I think
right.
is what they had.
Wow, that's great.
47, and all the kids were young adults were great, and they learned a lot. So I would encourage the other high schools in the county to do it.
That's great.
Not anything major. I forgot to ask Stan, so let me throw it out now. For the sanitizing machines that we have, that we use in the schools, I don't know if the principals are requesting those, but somebody might, just remind some, because I know there's a couple of schools had some sickness, and I haven't seen them out there doing anything. So just remind them, we have paid for them, we might as well use them.
I can give you an update on that.
Okay.
There was a gentleman in the audience tonight that you may have seen who's actually helping us with that. And they're actually doing a sale right now to look at that very product in terms of trying to get 2 or 3 for the price of 1 per se. And so Stan and I developed 2 Fridays ago somewhat of a plan of action to try to get one into all of our schools over the course of 2 to 3 years based on the cost. So I am aware that we have them now.
Yeah, we already have them. I just want to make sure they're using them because I don't.
They're shifting them
seen
through buildings.
Being used,
but considering, they're being used.
Okay, all right, good.
I know a lot of parents got phone calls and contacted about this is flu season and the different preventative measures they'd like for you to take for your children. One of the first ones, if they present the flu symptoms, not to send them to school. So we want to make sure we keep everybody as healthy as possible out there. I think I said earlier in the meeting, the TAs all that are in Beaufort County had a meeting. There are various activities going on at all of our schools right now between basketball tournaments. They're getting ready to start spring sports. There are spring concerts. There are just so many activities. And I think they'll be doing Read Across America very soon. I would encourage not only our board members but our audience out there to please participate in your community school activities because showing up and supporting our young people is one of the greatest things that you can do, in my opinion. Are there any other board member updates?
Are we still on Friday at Northeast 8:30?
Coffee with Cougars at
I'll
Northeast
see them.
Elementary at 8:30. All right. Mr. Cheeseman, superintendent updates.
Just a few things. So as of today, after meeting with Southside High School, I've now met 13 of the 14 school improvement teams at our schools and have taken in some great amount of notes in terms of what they believe their needs are, some of the barriers that they're running into. The final school that I need to meet with is Chocowinity Middle School, and that's already slated on the calendar. Once I have that, the goal is to provide you information so you can look at in terms of what our employees think they need to be successful, which I think will be very important for you to look at. As already stated, I did meet with TAs last Saturday, but as a result of that, the president of their organization and I are going to meet on a monthly basis just to ensure that we're focusing on some of the greatness that they're doing as TAs, so our community and our county commissioners start to recognize the value that we have in those individuals, especially if we may need to work with our county to figure out a solid funding stream to keep them in our presence in the future. So we'll meet on a monthly basis. Also, on March 26th through the 30th is the next state superintendent's quarterly meeting, followed by a conference there. But on the eve of the 26th, myself, other superintendents, and you're welcome to join me, we will be meeting with our legislators together as superintendents to talk about some of the issues that we're having, specifically around calendar flexibility, funding, staffing in the state. So with that, I want you to know that face-to-face, I'll be working with our state legislatures on March 26th in that evening. You're welcome to attend with me. Just let me know if you'd like to go. But we may need to drive separately if you'd like to attend that dinner meeting with us. And that would be other superintendents in the RESA, maybe some of their board members. You may see some of our legislators and some from other areas. This Thursday, I'll be attending a RESA meeting, which is our monthly meeting in Pitt County, where all of the superintendents will come together and talk about some of these legislative priorities. And then finally, just to let you know, I was approached and asked to run for election with the North Carolina ASCD, and that's the association specifically around school curriculum and development. And I think it was 2 weeks ago, I went to Pinehurst, and I was successfully voted on to their board of directors, which gives Beaufort County Schools a seat at the table when they talk about statewide and national curriculum development. So I'm very excited about that, and so I just want you to know that we're at the table in that term. So I'm very excited. So with that, again, you have really intelligent people working in the district, and I've been excited to work with them. And now I know more about flooring than I ever wanted to know, but it's very exciting, and the work is going to get done.
I was out there telling you,
And one last but not least announcement. So, and I'll share this with you before you leave. Golden Leaf Foundation, the official letter arrived in the mail today. So congratulations to you as Board of Education members for signing off on the grant application. Golden Leaf has let us know that the Beaufort County Sea Academy, we have been awarded $1.235 million to bring a Sea Academy around career and technical education here to Beaufort County schools. So we're very excited about that. Tomorrow I'll meet with Washington, the Daily News here in Washington, to talk about marketing strategies for Beaufort County schools, to also talk about the Sea Academy grant. And today I actually met with Channel 9. Miss Allen was the reporter. Courtney Allen came to interview me about calendar flexibility, so I'm sure you can see that on their website. But we are trying to market Beaufort County schools and get our name out there about the great things that are happening for our kids.
At what point will the details of that be shared with the board as far as what plans they have for this money?
Sure. So with that, we're going to host a meeting on March 11th, I believe. I think that's correct. I think it's a Monday. March 11th, there will be a meeting here where I'll invite all of you, but it will be a first read. So there will be about 10 or 11 other personnel in the district that will sit with me, and we'll literally just read through the grant in terms of what it means, because not everybody knows what it means. And then secondly, we'll develop an appropriate timeline for when it would roll out, meaning what's the desired outcome or desired date. Are you shooting for August of 2019? Are you truly shooting for August of 2020? And knowing that you'd like to do it correct the first time, you're likely looking at the later date. But with that, in that meeting, we would also talk about what the next steps are in terms of looking at ed tech, rebranding the building, whatever it might be. But that would be March 11th. All right.
It's great.
Yes, ma'am.
I forgot to say to you, and especially to the Bath residents, that Governor Cooper has appointed me to the Bath Historical Committee.
Hey, congratulations.
So I will be doing what I can to help you.
Great.
Awesome.
All we ask is a seat at the table, right? And we're so glad to get one. So you'll speak on our behalf, too?
That's great.
That's great. All right, is there anything else?
I'll make a motion we adjourn.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to adjourn in a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Too bad.
Good night, everybody, and thank you for coming.